Hello, hello. We are back with the World Series, the GT Driver Career in 2025, and it's the GT4 Cup, round number 4. So after last week's non-existent live stream, just a video based off the replay, we are back with live racing action here in the World Series GT4 action, and today we are at the penalty ring, Red Bull ring, sorry, for round number 4. So let's have a quick look at the current championship standings after 3 rounds. We have Sluxy in the lead, B Racing P2 and Richie P3, currently the 3 guys on the podium. Then we have some gaps to the next drivers. Lemony and Beetlejuice, both reserves in rounds 1 and 3, so just did 1 race, and guess what? They are racing today, both of them. Look at that. So we'll see how they perform. We have Husky, then Shelty as well, who will be missing, unfortunately, with a wrist injury currently, so let's hope he can join for at least a couple of races in this cup. Stu, Neighbor, Nick, Black Seal, Evoke also switched to reserve status as well as BMO. So yeah, but as always in the World Series, like big points, like 50 points for a victory, 8 points for pole position, 5 points for fastest lap, so could be a big swing in the championship standings. If you have a good race, your opponents don't have like the best race, so this is like, yeah, even if it looks like the big gaps, it isn't really for now. So yeah, the Red Bull ring in the short track configuration that is today. So interesting track, definitely, with GT4 cars, and also what is very interesting, the weather settings. So it starts like cloudy, and then we should see a little bit of rain, maybe then mixed conditions. We'll see if we get some sprinkles today with, we all know, Gran Turismo's implementation of the weather. It is very, very uncertain, definitely, if it will rain at all with those settings, but it would spice up things definitely a little bit. So nevertheless, the racing soft tire is still mandatory for today's race, yeah, so this will be interesting. And we are getting ready for the qualifying session. 10 minutes as always, times 1 tire wear, times 1 fuel consumption for the qualifying, with 30 liters of initial fuel. So the qualifying itself should stay dry no matter what. And then during the race we might see a little bit of rain, but yeah, probably not heavy rain. And again, in Austria location, the mountains are not far away, so there could always be the chance of rain, but also like that the clouds will get stuck on the mountains, and yeah, whatever. I should stop waffling probably and now start the qualifying session. So here we go. Getting that 10-minute session underway now. Good luck to the drivers. Here we go. Boom! Oh. I'll do my best. Okay. Of course you do, Dashi. So, and let's jump into the session. Qualifying enabled. And let's go! We'll get out on track first. drivers are leaving pit lane now. Looks like it is Luxy, the championship leader. First and already heading into the middle sector. But we have still like the problematic turns 1 and also the final 2 turns on the track where you can get your beloved track limit penalties here at the Red Bull Ring. So yeah, short track, less than a minute, something like 53, 52 seconds maybe, I don't know. But here you go, first lap on board as always. So we should see the 100 board on the left hand side, roughly about that. Drake, cut the inside, don't run too wide over the yellow sausage. Oh, bit of a wiggle. And then don't forget to brake right about now for the short track variation, keeping it tight on the inside curve. Early upshift to third gear, opening up the S corner. Getting past the penalty zone already, heading into the final 2 turns. So just before the 50. Narrow line early on the power down, run too wide, brake at the end of the Austrian flag. Over the inside curve onto the power again, and then we see the first reference lap time. It will be a 52 incoming. 53.0 close, at least Richie in the NSX with a 53.3. Lemony squeezed with a 52.8 in the mighty Renault Megane Trophy. It is Oscar, a new entry here in the GT4 Cup in the Nissan Silvia, 53.4. We see Husky in his McLaren 650S with a 53.4 up to P4. Nick in the Alfa Romeo 4C, currently in 6th position. Neighbor in the Jag P8 with a black seal and the Lexus RC and F Group 4 9:54 so far. I think this will come down this lap time. Dashi in the Corvette driving Shelty's car. Today Lemony improved that time to a 52.7. What about Dashi coming round the final turn? And it's a 52.3 incoming, probably for Dashi here up to P6. So Beetlejuice using the Hyundai Genesis today. So he went for the Megane Trophy last week. Today it is Hyundai Genesis with a 53.5, no improvements. We have Stu in the Porsche Cayman, improving on his personal best. We also have 710 cap in the Dodge Viper, and B Racing, probably track limit penalties, so not a representative lap time so far. Richie improving, and B Racing cutting the final turn on the inside, getting around at 53.8, currently P11. So, and it's 4 minutes in, so still 6 minutes to go. Lemony looking good and improving once again up to a mid 52, so that Megane Trophy is flying. Let's run chase cam with him through the final 2 turns. Good run, a little bit of slip as well, and it's a 52.5, so improved. Slugsy currently in P2 in the Mercedes SLS AMG Group 4 with a 52.8. B Racing up to P5, so close to that 52. Same goes for Richie, 53 dead, currently in P3. Nick with a penalty, getting a new run. Where is Oscar with a 53.1? That's very close gaps between B-Racing Oscar and Ney Butter. You know, half a second, so it won't be the last time we see those penalties appearing here for the drivers. Dashi with 1 second, but he stays out. 53.3 currently Husky. With a 53.4. B-Racing with a 52.8 up to P3. And here comes Husky. Could be an improvement. Ah, not quite. Close to his personal best. Where is Beetlejuice in the Genesis? Mid 53s so far. Will this be an improvement? 52.3, yeah, 0 P4. So still Lamini also going for the pit lane entry practice during qualifying. Oscar also with a very good lap time. B-Racing with a 52.7 up to P2. Jump Sluxy. Oh, big slide coming out of turn 1. Let's go get on board with the Dutch driver. 3 minutes to go, and it's a 1 minute overrun. Oh, nice run through the final 2 turns. And 52.8 again, once again, a 52. Can Sluxy improve as well with a 52.8 currently in P3. Don't think this is the lap for Slux. Nope. Beetlejuice won't be improving on that lap. What about Oscar? 53.0 in P5. Richie with a new run. Fresh soft tires. With a 53.0 as well. Nick with those gaps are mighty close. See Nevada with a 53.2 in P8. Dashi in 9th position. Improved also to a 0.2. Husky in P10. 0.3. Stu with a 0.6 currently in P11. Black Seal. Then 53.6. This could be an improvement, maybe. Let's wait. Yeah, 0.5. So jumped Stu. 710 cap with a 53.6 in P13. And Cana de Vero in P14 currently. Don't think has set a valid lap time so far. A minute to go, so he could get 2 laps. And it's a 53.9 currently. Do we see any improvements during the qualifying session? Lemony down on his personal best. B-Racing coming around for probably his final lap of qualifying. Also Sluxy getting ready for that final shot. He needs to find roughly a 10th to get in front of V. Beetlejuice in 4th position with that 53.0. Also, yeah, can do one more. B-Racing not able to improve. So 54.5. There is Oscar. Will he? I don't think that's the final lap for Oscar. So now or never. One, 2, 3. Oh, that's basically the same lap time. Again, Richie finished qualifying as well. E-Racing, yeah, that's too late for the outlap. Where's Sluxy? Through the final sector turns, and it will be a 52.7 up to Vito. He just jumped B-Racing there on that last lap. Lemony with a mighty slipstream with a 52.3. So that was a massive final lap. B-Racing is on the final lap. It's the outlap, so yeah, it was too late. Beetlejuice improved as well with a sub 53. So we'll start in P4. Oscar P5, Richie P6, but yeah, as expected, short track, close gaps, as always, yeah, with those configurations. So let's have a quick look at the results. I'll take the screenshots for my records here, and then let's have a look. Lemony with a 52.3. That is, yeah, a big gap to the rest of the Ritz Luxy P2 in the SLS. B-Racing in third. There's can close between the two championship contenders. P1 for Sluxy, P2 for B-Racing. Currently Beetlejuice then as a reserve in the Hyundai Genesis in P4. Oscar in the Nissan Silvia P5 alongside with Richie, who is third in the championships. So third row, fourth row we have Stu and Nick, not much separating those two drivers. Then row number 5, it's Neighbor and Dashi also. That's basically the same lap time for those two. Husky also not too far behind on row number 6, starting alongside with Black Seal in the RCF. And then row number 7, we have 710 Cap and Canadevero. Yeah, it will be interesting, the race. It will be a crazy race. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just a reminder. I have no clue. Probably start on the softs and then see if it rains or not. I don't know. Lemony, I have actually no clue at all, but this is like the weather settings for today. So sunny with a bit of clouds, then more clouds, then maybe some rain, then cloudy, rainy, mixed conditions, whatever the game will present us. So a mixed bag of everything in this race. Unpredictable, definitely, for this one. All right, so let's inform the drivers we are starting soon. And for round number 4. Yep. A chaos ahead, yeah. Turn 1, and the shortcut, and the final 2 turns, and then the penalties everywhere for track limits. Exactly. Yeet it. Yeah, I mean, with a standing start, we also have like very, very different cars here. As always, like it's just one car per allowed in this cup for the entire race. So we have today then 14 different manufacturers, and also like different concepts. MR, FR, some are good off the line, some are bad, some are good with tire wear, some are bad with the fuel, some don't have any top speed. But yeah, what will be the winning strategy? Probably make the right calls at the right time. So racing soft tire is mandatory. It's times 3 tire wear, times 3 fuel consumption. 50-minute race, and I say let's go. Let's enjoy the madness here at the Red Bull Ring short track. 3, 2, 1, let's go! And we are ready. So Lemony on the softs, Sluxy on the softs, B-Racing on the softs. Beetlejuice on the mediums. Okay, medium, softs for Oscar, softs for Richie, top 6. So who gets the best start? I think that trophy is not too bad off the line. What about the SLS? Not a bad start at all. Beetlejuice with a mighty good start in the Hyundai. Now into turn number 1. Will they survive? A little bit of a wiggle, so it looks like it was fairly clean, but now into the shortcut and the first penalties appear already. Heavy braking into the SS section so far. It looks like all drivers are keeping it on the gray stuff. So far, Canada with a good start in the Aston Martin, Husky 710 and the Black Seal. So different strategies definitely with the softs and mediums for the drivers. Lemony on the softs was close to a track limit penalty there on the penultimate turn, but maximized the track. And Sluxy right behind Beetlejuice with a little gap already, with B Racing close behind. It was an early Jaeger cam time. I think that was not the best run for Beetlejuice, and will be B Racing on the inside of the braking zone where there are drivers. Oscar right behind. Stu with a good start. Indy Cayman got past Richie, but then understeers Richie with the move through the S's and up into P6 again. B Racing trying to catch the top 2. Lemony and Sluxy avoiding the penalties is probably one thing in this race. And also have a look at the weather radar. Well, will we see some rain? Oscar with the run on Beetlejuice into turn number 1. Inside line for Oscar. Beetlejuice won't be fighting it, I think. Wanted to go for the better exit. Is on the inside, but I think Oscar just in front. Yeah, makes that move stick. P4, Beetlejuice P5. We have Richie and Nick. P6, P7. Then Stu at the third penalty. And we have a 4 wide situation. Nearly, it's side by side racing. Dashi, Stu, Ney, Husky. Positions are changing so quick with penalties. In the early stages, you lose so many positions, like with serving that half-second penalty in the close grid racing. Of course, that was a wide line for Husky. Dirty tires, maybe, and also penalty, half a second already. Canadevero had a little bit of a moment on lap 2. Once again, head down. So where to look in this race. Plenty of action. And Lemony now already second the gap. So once again, that Renault Megane trophy is flying. I think this is perfectly suited for the Red Bull Ring Short track. The SLS probably not the best handling car, so Sluxy trying somewhat to probably stay at least ahead of B Racing, his closest rival in the championship so far after 3 rounds. It's 1.2. Then Oscar, Beetlejuice and Nick with Richie also not too far behind. Let's get Richie's perspective. So Richie is on the soft tire, Nick on the softs as well, Beetlejuice on mediums. So the racing soft is mandatory during this race. Looks like most of the drivers wanted to get rid of them or use them because of the uncertainty of the weather for this race. Some drivers are hoping to maybe get the soft tire on later during that race when the track improves. So yeah, definitely different approaches to that race. Usually the Red Bull ring is not too harsh on those tires, so the soft should last for quite some time. We see now some gaps opening in the mid-pack. Some drivers are serving penalties, and the two American muscles next to each other. Dashi with the overtake in the Corvette on 710 Caps Dodge Viper. Black Seal on the mediums in the Lexus P11. Lasky with another penalty as well in his McLaren 650S on those mediums. Then as Stu was fighting with the front pack on the opening couple of laps, now dropped down to P13 and has a 1 second penalty. So that is quite harsh. And Lemony is slowly getting away from Slugsy, but Slugsy with a good final turn gets into the slipstream range, and we see some flashes of the headlights. So nice one. Where's B Racing? 1.3, hanging in there just at this stage. Oscar with 2.7 seconds for now, so has lost a little bit of contact, at least for now. I think if top 3 if they collect some track limit penalties, this gap can get down very quickly. And after 7 minutes of racing, yeah, we definitely see some wear on those tires now, but still very manageable from what I can tell, at least. And the main issue now seems to be to keep it clean, stay away from the track limit penalties. Nick with exactly that half-second penalty, running too wide, either the final turn or the first turn, I reckon. So how much time will he actually lose? It's 1.2, 1.3 to Beetlejuice. I think he will stay ahead. It's 6/10 maybe. So that's, I think, one of the better penalty zones in the game. You don't have like that exaggerated loss. You're definitely seeing now the clouds moving towards track side. It is scheduled to get very cloudy, and yeah, maybe even a little bit of rain in this race. Richie now closing the gap to Beetlejuice. Richie in the Honda NSX on the Racing Soft tires, and Beetlejuice in the Hyundai Genesis on the Racing Mediums. Oh, just heard the tires. Alpha, as always, very good on tires. We should be able to run for quite some time. So there's Neighbor, 3 seconds, so found his gap in the race. Dashi, half a second. Will bring 710 cap back into contention. Oh, he also gets a half-second penalty. No! Where's Husky? 1.7, so he will get closer to the German driver, and also Black Seal. But Black Seal with a penalty. That is crazy. We see the first driver into pit lane. What is happening? Is there some rain maybe? No, it is medium tires. Lemony with 2 seconds now. So he's outside of that slipstream range. Also Sluxy with a 2-second gap to be racing. Oscar 3.5. Nick Beetlejuice and Richie. So if the rain hits the track, which should be within the next 2-3 minutes, so for the first wave, so I quickly bring up like the weather forecast. So hour 3, hour 4, we should be near that time slot now. I don't see anything. Oh, someone went straight into the wall. I think it was the Aston Martin. Oh, lost it on the first turn, and that curb unsettled the rear and sends the driver straight into the barrier. Then once again the rear's probably overheating too much now. With tire wear kicking in, Lemony opened up that gap 2.7 seconds. Sluxy lost a little bit. Now with B Racing, the gap went under 2 seconds again. If the rain doesn't come, then what to do with the tires? Oh, it's 12.5 minutes in a 50-minute race. So it looks like probably 15 to 20 minutes for most of the drivers with the soft tire compound. Oh, a yellow flag situation. What happened? Engine damage for the Italian driver. He needs to move there. We still see yellow flags. Yeah, unfortunately. So probably I need to kick the driver. Now cannot park there. So oh, sorry, but you cannot stay there. So it works again. Let's see. Okay, it's moving again. So that's good news. Well, let's have a quick look at the race situation. So Lemony with 3.5 seconds in P1, Sluxy P2, B Racing just 1 second in P3. Tires now getting towards the end. Oscar in P4 with 4.6. Currently with Nick in P5. 3 seconds that gap to Beetlejuice and Richie, who are still running very, very close. P6, P7. Then Neighbor in P8. Three seconds to gap to Dashi, who is fighting with Husky for position. Dashi defending the inside line now on the medium tires. Husky Dashi also on the mediums. Another half a second penalty. And we see some drivers hitting now. Okay, so sorry, that is not good, so I need to remove you from the lobby. So Stu is now using racing mediums, so probably the first wave of the scheduled rain is not really hitting the track. What is the strategy? Probably go for a medium stint now. You won't get the softs until the end of the race. Let's have a look. D-Racing's tire a little bit better than Sluxy, so might see a move. Sluxy indicating he's going to pit. What is Speed Racing doing? Staying out. Gets a little bit off an understeer moment, but keeps it between the white lines. So Sluxy in. But the rain didn't come. This is still very close. Nick, Beetlejuice and Richie. P4, 5 and 6 currently. Richie now with his pit crew. What will it be? Also putting in a little bit of fuel. And it's racing mediums. Okay. Was the decision for race leader Lemony staying out 6 seconds. D-Racing might be pitting now as well. Nope. Doing one more, at least one more. Oscar in now. Nick, Beetle and Richie. Richie's rear left. Interesting. More wear on the rear than the front in the NSX. When will the next drivers pit? So Husky on mediums in P6 now. Dashi lost that position to Husky. P7 also on the starting tire compound. Sluxy on his fresh mediums. P8, Black Seal in 9th position. Oscar on the mediums now as well. P10, you have Ney. And on to the racing softs. Crash softs in the Jag. 710. Use those softs all the way. And a little bit more, baby. Front left was completely dead. And he will be using the mediums now. Stu on the mediums as well. So that front left also now doesn't look good. Lemony staying out. Still feeling like he can do consistent 53.7s. D-Racing 54.7 now, struggling with the pace. Can he recover that into a low 54? 54.6. Nick, Beetlejuice and Richie doing 54s currently. Trying to extend somehow that stint. Dashi in now for a new set of tires, so he went with the mediums for the start of the race. Will he use the softs now? And when will the top three, Lemony, be racing and Nick pit? It's 20 minutes in, still roughly 30 minutes to go. Oh, Nick doing one more. Richie in now, that was very late, that call. Hopefully he didn't cut across the solid white lines on the pit entry. And at this stage, it's crazy to see B Racing is losing a second per lap now to Lemony in the lead. Beetlejuice got past Nick into the middle sector. Husky still out. Sluxy, Oscar, Black Steel, where is Richie? With the softs now, medium to soft, is it? I don't know. No 3-second penalty, but it's good. No, he was on the softs. Today I have a memory of a goldfish, so I cannot really remember the different strategies. I can only see what tire compound the drivers are on at the moment. I definitely see some alternative strategies happening with some drivers yet to pit, and one of them is our race leader Lemony, 11.4, and still feels confident enough to do one more lap. B Racing has destroyed his front left, and with a 55 last time round, so it was probably that compound for 2 laps, probably at least maybe 3-4 laps earlier. So most likely lose that position and choose Luxy. So we have 2 drivers on soft since the start, as Lemony and Nick, with the Beetlejuice started on the mediums. In P2, Husky also started on the mediums. 2-second penalty, what the actual? So collecting all of them. Sluxy turn 1 and B Racing with another set of softs. Also lost that position to Oscar for now. So that very, very long stint on the softs. And going for another soft middle stint. Not sure if he can go for like 27 minutes, or maybe he is just expecting the rain to come at some point. So Beetlejuice gets the lead now after Lemony pitting, and it is softs again. Risky strategy, I think. Pretty sure that Sluxy can get these medium tires all the way till the end, and while Lemony might be a tough one, but who knows, it's 26 minutes and he roughly did 23 and a bit with a heavier car. See Nick now finally in. That leaves us with Beetlejuice and Husky, who are on the racing medium tire compound. So P1 and P3 Husky with another penalty. Slugsy getting closer to the podium again. Let's have a look at Oscar versus B Racing. It's a battle for position. Oscar on the mediums, B Racing on softs, but he might need to nurse those softs a bit more compared to the first stint. Will we see a move happening? I think Slugsy and Oscar, they are praying that the rain won't be coming, so they don't have to do another pit stop. The final 2 turns, Ferrari looking good, closing that gap. Wasn't close enough into turn number 1. Take it easy. Oscar riding the sausage on the edge. Got away with the track limit penalty, but lost that position to the Ferrari driver. For now at least. So advantage Ferrari with the soft tire compound. Slugsy had no problems overtaking Husky P3. 8.4 seconds to gap to Lamini, who is on the soft tire compound again. And in P1 it is Beetlejuice, who started on the mediums, needs to run the soft tires at some point during the race. So he probably wants to stretch this stint for a bit longer. So maybe minute 35. "15 minutes on soft seem to be reasonable." Can B Racing close that gap to Slugsy again? That is the question. They were quite close on that first stint. Now it's over 5 seconds. And Oscar trying to stay with the Dutch driver for a while. And then he's hoping that his mediums will be better towards the end of that stint. Richie with soft tires at the moment in P7. Nick going also for soft. So Nick, where are your beloved racing medium tires? What is happening? As surface penalty gives Neighbor the chance to get closer, but then on the other hand has a penalty to serve on the next lap. Still has a little bit of slipstream. Currently Dashi mediums so far, so he will be pitting one more time at least and use the softs. Where is Black Seal? 14, 15 seconds. So now bigger gaps between the drivers. 7-10 cap as well. 15, 16 seconds now serving another penalty. And Stu also was like a very good back marker. I saw him a couple of times getting out of the way very early on the track. Can he bring that gap down to 7-10 cap? That is the question. And the other question is, how long can Beetlejuice stay out on his mediums? The soft beaten pace from Lemony in the Megane Trophy is, I mean, like really impressive. I mean, he basically made up that extra pit stop. Now just 2 seconds behind the leader, or a little bit of a slide to turn number 1. Slugsy has 3 seconds, and this could get interesting. Husky, who is also still running on the medium since the start of the race, has a little penalty, and B Racing and Oscar right behind. So B Racing could get the move done on Husky, who will be serving that penalty in 5 seconds. And what about Oscar? Oh, got himself a penalty as well, and couldn't get round so far, so stays behind and might be losing that slipstream now to B Racing's second. Oscar bumping the McLaren towards turn number 1 and then hoping to get a better run out of the first turn and a move into the turn number 2. Nope, not gonna happen. So you will get the free overtake on Husky, who has a 1 second penalty now. Both rows will be serving that penalty, but Oscar just half a second, so puts him in front, but now has nearly 3 seconds to B, who is now closing that gap slowly to Slugsy, 2.5, and Lemony got into the lead. Beetlejuice tire now, that's 95, I think, on that front left, down. But getting closer to that predicted 35-minute mark. So maybe 2 laps, ideally 3, should be safe, I think, to do the medium soft one stop. Oh yeah, that gap between Slugsy and B Racing, less than 2 seconds again. So we have different tire compounds, Slugsy on the mediums, B Racing on the softs. But I still have my doubts that B Racing can get those racing softs all the way till the end, while Slugsy should be able to manage the mediums now for 17 minutes. And how long can Oscar? Oscar can probably also go all the way till the end. Husky now is very low. Now, lower with the view, not very low. It's a short track, so can get still a couple of laps out of the tank, and also tires. So Husky looking for that one stop, medium to soft as well. We have Richie pushing under 2 seconds again. Will probably get into the slipstream range very soon. There's Nick P8, 9 seconds. We see Neighbor is pitting again, making it a 2-stop by the looks. So Batashi moving up into P9 again. Beetlejuice now in. So yeah, that's roughly 35 minutes or 50 minutes to go when you leave the pits. So we should see Slugsy moving up into P2, yep. And B Racing third. Where is Beetlejuice now going for service. So you're losing that position to probably Richie as well. So I expect Richie to pit again, Husky to pit again. Here comes the Genesis. 8 seconds the gap, but just managed to come out in front of Nick on the softs now. So yeah, Richie needs to pit, pretty sure Husky also soon, I guess. So indicating to the right, bit of lag maybe, which you don't think he was off track. Yeah. So I'm not sure about Lemony if he can get to the end. The fuel might be a bit tight, to be honest. Sloxy could get the SLS over the line or the check, see the checkered flag without doing an extra pit stop. Racing those softs, I don't think they will last for 40 minutes now, but he's right behind his championship rival. And can he get the move done? Sloxy driving in the middle of the road, breaking that toe a little bit. Not close enough to go for the send into turn number 2. But he might get Sluxy before the final 2 turns. Straight nose, Sluxy defending the inside line. Oh, Sluxy had to suffer a penalty. Couldn't see that, so that's a free pass for B up to P2. Can he stay with B Racing? How long is the pit loss? I have no clue. It's 15 seconds for now. To Lemony, who is at tires still okay, I guess. But I don't think the fuel. Ooh! Massive moment. Lead. What happened to Lemony? I think that curb, oh, the travel, and then the car just decided to go left, heading into a right-hand turn. Still a good save, but that costs him definitely some time. Under 10 seconds now to B. B Racing will be pitting. I'm pretty convinced now, looking at the tire wear. It's like he's still in a great position. Richie pitting, yeah. That was to be expected. Oscar with those mediums also not in a bad spot for a top 4 position. What's the end? What about Beetlejuice? Now on the soft tire compound. It's 11 seconds to Oscar in P4. There is Richie. New softs, I reckon. Yule in, and he gets a little bit of a clear track in front of him. Stays in front of Husky, who is running P8. Mayweather then in 9th position, is staying with Sluxy for now. Dashing onto the soft tire compounds with just a bit over 10 minutes to go. 7-10 cap in P11 on mediums, probably praying to get those mediums till the end, or maybe there's some rain, so everyone is forced to do a pit stop as well. Black Seal is on the softs now in P12 and Stu on mediums. in P13. 4.5 seconds. 10 minutes to go, less than 25 liters remaining. Oh. Maybe now it's eco challenge for Lemony. He definitely has less fuel than the other drivers. Can he make it work? The racing tires now fading. Slugsy 7/10 just behind, and definitely now with the tire advantage on his mediums. If E-Racing has to pit again, he will lose the position to Slugsy, Oscar, and probably Beetlejuice. Maybe or even Nick. Nick with the tire wear now kicking in the Alpha. This is still like, I have no clue what is going to happen. I mean, there could even be a chance of some rain. The final minutes are predicted to have light rain. Looks like Slugsy is taking it easy, trying to avoid those track limit penalties. E-Racing opened up that gap a little bit, roughly a second. But that front left, it's like over 90% down. Pretty sure that Lemony is now managing the fuel. Gap staying roughly at 8.8, 8.7 seconds. So interesting. With less than 8 minutes to go. Don't have access to the in-game weather radar, but it doesn't really look like that we will see the rain during this race. No rain, okay. So then I guess it will stay dry for the rest of this race. It's just fuel and tire management for the drivers happening. Oscar 3.4 the gap. Beetlejuice 10 seconds behind in P5. Nick another 5 seconds in P6. Richie 14 seconds the gap in P7. Husky in 8th position. On that lead lap, Neighbor 1 lap down. Dashi 5 seconds behind. Ney in 10th. And 7:10 still running in P11. Black Seal under 4 seconds now that gap to the German driver in P12. And Stu had a bit of a moment. 20 seconds now the gap. Yeah, Lemony managing the fuel. 6 minutes to go. That's probably 7 laps. Oh, now the heat is on. These tires are cooked. With those, I mean, those tires now, I reckon he will get a track limit penalty at some point because the car won't be turning. Slugsy now on the inside for turn number 1 as the inside line B. They go side by side. Slugsy takes the inside line. He's still on the outside, but again, track position advantage for Sluxy in the SLS AMG. And gets the move done for now. Let's have a quick look at this nice little sequence of driving. Definitely see now and he needs to pit. Oh no, 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to go, and he needs to pit, so he will lose that position to Oscar and probably Beetlejuice as well. So he will drop outside of the top 3. Can he stay in front of Nick? That is the question. So Beetlejuice up to P4. Where is Nick crossing the line? Maybe it will be a P6 today for B. Yep, Nick is already past turn number 1 and the pit exit. Here comes B. 7 seconds the gap to Richie. So P6 it is at the moment. 5 seconds to Richie. B maybe trying to go for the fastest lap points. Fresh soft tires towards the end. Can he beat a 52.8? That is the question. 3.5 minutes to go. 9 seconds for Lemony. I think he managed that fuel. Looks promising for another victory in the Renault Megane Trophy. Last week Beetlejuice took that car to victory at Barcelona, and today looks to be another victory for the trophy at the Red Bull Ring short track. So less than 3 minutes to go. Probably 3 more laps. Just could be close. No, it is 3 laps. Here we go. Sluxy then in P2. Oscar closed that gap under a second. So the battle for P2 is on. Sluxy versus Oscar. Mercedes versus Nissan. Both FR cars. Both on the medium tire. Don't think Beetlejuice can join this with 9.5 seconds the gap. Nick another 8 seconds behind. 4 seconds that gap to B Racing. So Nick struggling now with the tire wear with 2 minutes to go. 4 seconds, maybe B Racing can catch Nick towards the end. We go to Sluxy versus Oscar. 1 minute 50, so 2 more laps to go for those two drivers. 1.1 seconds now the gap. Lemony 8.2, cruising, nursing that car home. It looks like the penultimate lap for Lemony. Less than 8, he's going slow, doesn't take any risks. A second between Sluxy and Oscar. So we'll have a look at the timer. Maybe Lemony needs to do 2 more. Yeah, it looks like he needs to do 2 more. With a minute to go, he crosses the line. It might be a very slow lap though. So it's a minute and 1 second, so he has 7.5. Sluxy and Sky, it's 53 seconds, so they won't get that extra lap. So I think Lemony is just fine. And to keep that P1, Sluxy versus Oscar on their final lap of the race. See the gap, Nick versus B Racing, 2 seconds. B Racing is pushing. Will he catch Nick? That is the question. We will stay with Sluxy and Oscar. 6/10 now. Final time through the S in the midfield, past the penalty zone, approaching the final 2 turns. 10 seconds to go. Lemony crossing the line and doing the victory lap. Luxy 3/10 stays in front of Oscar. No, they do an extra lap as well. They get the ominous 1 extra second or 2 seconds. So, oh no, they also are on that final lap. Oh, I think they also thought the race is finished. Beetlejuice finished the race in P4. Nick stays in front of the racing P6. Rich will finish in P7. Husky P8. Will Lemony make it on the fuel? It's 5 seconds to Sluxy and Oscar both low on fuel, but Oscar with him. He is as close as it ever was. Sluxy defending the inside line in the final 2 turns. Where is Lemony? 5 seconds still. The gap. Sluxy very defensive. Lemony crosses the line, wins round number 4. Where is Sluxy versus Oscar? Sluxy on the inside line is the 10th between those two. Now Sluxy wins. Oscar with the horns. P3. Woo! What a finale for round number 4. So let's go to that one, right? We're gonna save the replay and have a look at the race results before, of course, I just take the screenshots. So, and then we can have a look. Lemony with the victory, 52.8, fastest lap of the race as well. So the maximum points for Lemony today. Sluxy on the podium again, P2. Yeah, definitely a good race for Sluxy compared to E-Racing, who finished P6. So Sluxy putting a little bit of points between himself and B in the overall championship. Oscar in his debut, P3 on the podium in the Nissan. Then Beetlejuice P4, that Genesis. Nick on the Alpha, it is P5 for the German driver. Then B Racing, yeah, had to do that extra pit stop, 5 minutes to go, which cost him the podium. P6, it is Richie in the NSX. P7, Husky with that 1 stop medium to soft, P8. Then we have Dashi in the Corvette, P9, and Ney finishing in the top 10 in the Jag. Lexio, P11, Lexus RCF, 710 Cap, P12 in the Dodge Viper, and Stu in that Porsche Cayman, and Cana de Vero with his wheel issues, so he had to DNF that race, unfortunately. So yeah, that's it for round number 4 of the GT4 Cup. Many fours in that. So sneak peek at next week, round 5. We will be racing at the Michelin Raceway Road at Atlanta. It will be sunny and we'll be racing in sunrise conditions. So this will be next week's race. Yeah, I think nice little racing today. Very respectful, very clean. Also the cars being lapped, so from what I have seen throughout that broadcast. So well done, everybody, and we'll see you again hopefully next week and for round number 5 at Road Atlanta. So as always, take care, love you all, yippee-ki-yay. See you soon. Bye. Bye.